all heard of the iconic book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's a classic, and that got me thinking. Are there certain habits that make someone highly effective at using AI? Are the best AI users doing something differently? Am I one of the best AI users? I think so. So I decided to compile a list with the help of my AI buddies. Of course, my favorite ones, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Copilot, Grok, and Perplexity. With a simple prompt, of course, a much more detailed one was given. What are the 7 habits of highly effective users? Our AIs gave us amazing recommendations. We combined them and merged them to get the 7 most important habits. And the 4 most important ones were agreed by all of the AIs. So here is the ultimate list. And if you're not practicing these habits, you're probably not using AI as effectively as you could. But there's always the good news. Most of these habits are incredibly simple to adopt. As we go through the list, keep asking yourself, do I already do this? And if not, can I add this to the way I work with AI? And I know 7 habits sounds like a lot, but to make this easier to remember, we created a very simple acronym, CLEAR AI. Kind of corny, but it's easy to remember. So CLEAR AI makes you very effective at AI. Let's begin with the C. The C is for context. Effective users give AI context, not just commands. What does context mean? It gives it the background. Many of us begin with, write me an email on this, make a presentation on this, create a LinkedIn post on this. Great, but this will give us something, but it will be kind of generic because AI does not know what you are trying to achieve. Imagine telling a new employee, make me a presentation on X. They would need to know, what is it about? Who is it for? What should it achieve? How long should it be? What tone should it use? AI is exactly the same. It needs the same clarity. You need to tell it the who, what, when, where, and why. So what would you do? Instead say, AI needs the same clarity. Instead, try this prompt. Create a 5-slide presentation for non-technical senior leaders. Explain how generative AI can reduce the time the marketing team spends on creating first drafts. Keep it simple, include 1 example, and end with 3 recommended actions. Think about this, very simple. It's just what we learned in 3rd grade. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. This is now what you have supplied to AI. But a clear brief can also include one more thing. What should be AI's role? And this tells AI which perspective it should bring to the task. Instead of review this article, you can try act as a ruthless but constructive editor. Identify repetition, weak arguments, and places where the reader may lose interest. Critique it first. Do not rewrite it. You can ask AI to be all sorts of things. You can ask it to be a skeptical customer, your hiring manager, a patient teacher, a copy editor, or a business strategist. This will change the way that AI will work with you. So, at the last, before pressing enter, ask yourself, have I explained to AI what do I need? Who is it for? And which perspective AI should bring? That is the C for the context. Now let's move to the L in CLEAR AI, which stands for loop. The first lesson here is to stop treating AI like a search engine. With Google, we enter a query, see the result, and leave. With AI, the real value comes from the conversation that follows. You ask AI one question, you receive an average answer, and conclude, well, AI is not really good at this. What do effective users do? They continue the conversation. They continue to be in the loop. They give it feedback. This is too generic. Give me a stronger opening. And then, maybe better, but make it less technical. And then they keep on. Now shorten it by 30% without losing the main idea. So what happens here? You don't need the perfect first prompt. You start with a clear request and keep improving the output through feedback loops that you give to AI. But be very specific. Don't just say this isn't good. That gives AI nothing to work with. Explain what is wrong or what is it that you want. The opening is slow, tone is too formal, examples are too technical. These are some of the things that you can think. Think of prompting as a loop. You need to prompt, you need to review, you need to respond, and you need to refine. That is what the best users do. They treat the first answer only as a draft. That is the L for loop. Now let's move on to the E in Clear AI. It stands for evaluate. AI can give us really polished, authoritative, and completely confident answers, even when it is wrong. It invents statistics, it can misinterpret research, or it can create a fake quote, or even provide sources that do not exist. We've all seen this in the headlines. But what do effective users do? They do not confuse confidence with accuracy. If AI says a study found this, they say, check the study. When was it published? Can you see the original source? Does it actually support that claim? The level of verification you do should match the importance of the task. You do not need to fact check a birthday invitation, but for medical, legal, financial, or professional decisions, verification is essential and is your best friend. Evaluation is also about the quality of the response. Ask, is this relevant and complete? Does the reasoning make sense to me? Does it reflect what I believe? Would I put my name on it? Remember, AI can generate and create lots of output, but you remain responsible for it. Now let's move on to the first A in Clear AI, which stands for Augment. There's a big difference between using AI to think with you and asking it to think for you. Suppose you're considering a new product. Instead of asking, should we launch product X? Give AI your thinking first. Here is why I think we should launch it. Think about my weaknesses in this reasoning. Show me information that is missing and suggest 3 other factors I should consider before launching this product. Now, how are you using AI? You're using it to extend your thinking, not to replace it. Effective users bring their own ideas, their own experiences, and their point of view. They use AI to explore more options, compare alternatives, and identify what they have missed. AI provides us the speed and the range, and it's awesome. But you need to provide the direction and the judgment. And that is the first A for Augment. Now let's move on to the next one, and then we will finish Clear. Now let's move on to the last one in Clear, which is the R, which stands for reuse. What do effective users do? They don't start from scratch every time. When they find a prompt or an instruction or a workflow that produces good results, they save it, they copy it. Suppose you ask AI regularly to edit emails. You could save your instruction. Edit this email for clarity and brevity. Keep the tone warm but professional. Remove repetition and preserve all important information. Your playbook, your copy-paste could include prompts that consistently work for you, instructions for matching your voice, templates for recurring tasks, checklists for reviewing output, corrections that you repeatedly give AI. Like I use AI to research podcast guests, create presentations, and write social media posts. I have built reusable processes for each task. So ask yourself, am I repeatedly giving AI the same instructions? If your answer is yes, stop rewriting them. Just save them. That's the R for reuse. So build your personal AI playbook. And with that, we are done with the Clear of Clear AI. Now let's move on to the second A in Clear AI, which stands for Atomize, which is breaking a large task into smaller parts. If you ask, create my complete business strategy on XYZ, the result will be too broad, it will be generic, and it will be filled with lots of assumptions. Instead, work in stages. First, ask me questions about my business and customers. Then, possibly, help me define my ideal customer. Then, identify the 3 biggest customer problems we should solve, and so on. First, you can also then create an outline and then work through each section. The same applies to writing. Do not try to create an entire podcast or PDF in one shot. Develop the outline, develop the idea, the structure, the individual sections separately, and then bring it together. Breaking the task into stages gives you more control and prevents one bad assumption from affecting the entire output. And that is the A for Atomize. Now we move on to the last, the I in Clear AI, and that stands for invite. Most people, they use AI and love it because it's an agreement machine. What do effective users do? They explicitly invite disagreement. Instead of asking, is this a good idea? Let's ask, do not agree with me automatically. Identify the 3 biggest weaknesses in this idea. Or act as a skeptic. What assumptions am I making that may not be accurate, may not be true? You can also ask AI to critique its own work. After receiving a draft, do not immediately say rewrite this. First ask, what are the weakest parts? What is repetitive? What would a skeptical reader question? You can also ask another AI to critique the first AI words. I love doing this. This will give you even more ideas. Because AI's critique may not always be right, so you still need to use your judgment. But it can help you discover new questions and weaknesses that you have not considered. So do not only use AI to prove you are right, ask it to show where you may have gone wrong. And that's the I for invite. So these are the 7 habits of highly effective AI users: context, loop, evaluate, augment, reuse, atomize, and invite, or simply Clear AI. What is the big takeaway in all of this? Better AI results are not going to come from better technology. They're going to come from better habits. AI can do more and more of the heavy lifting, but you must remain the thinker, the editor, the evaluator, and the final decision maker. So how many of these Clear AI habits are you already practicing? And which one will you add to the way that you work today?